flower brooch. So I'm going to be using embroidery thread because I'm going to make it quite fine. So I'm using this kind of two-tone purple, a 2mm hook, and you will need a brooch. So I'm making a brooch, flower brooch. So I'm going to start off by making a slip knot and chaining 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and slip stitching to the first chain. And chain 1. And into this ring, put 15 single crochets. So 15. 1, 2, and 15. And slip stitch to the first single crochet of the round. Like that. So we're going to start off by chaining 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And in the second chain from the hook, slip stitch. And you're going to slip stitch down every stitch until you get to the last stitch. So slip stitch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you should have 6 stitches. And then what you're going to do is slip stitch into the front loop of the next single crochet, the front loop only. Slip stitch into it. And you're going to repeat the pattern of chaining 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Skipping the first chain and going straight into the second one. Skipping the chain on the hook and slip stitching into the second one and slip stitching down the remaining chain as neat as possible. That's quite tricky because the hook is so tiny. Like this. Until you get to the bottom. And then you're going to slip stitch into the front chain of the next single crochet. So front loop only. Slip stitch. And you're going to repeat this pattern the whole way around until you come back to the last stitch, you go right round. So you chain 8, slip stitch into the second chain from the hook right the way down and slip stitch into the front loop of the next stitch. And when we have that done, I will show you how to do the back of the flower. So I've come to the last stitch and I'm just going to do my last 8 chain. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And again, I'm going to slip stitch down each stitch as neatly as I possibly can. To the last stitch. Now at this stage you're going to turn your work over so that the back is facing you and you're going to slip stitch into the back loop of that petal. Okay, so your flower should look like that at the back. So you have this ring of back loops and in each ring chain 1 to start. In each stitch you're going to do 2 single crochet, 1 and 2, and you move on to the back loop of the next stitch, which is here, I think. Yeah. And you're going to do 2 single crochet. 1 and 2. And you continue doing this right the way around. So you should have 30 single crochet by the time you get back round. So you're going to do 2 single crochet in each loop. So I've done 2 single crochets in each stitch. So it looked like this at the back. And just slip stitch to the first single crochet of the round. So now I'm going to repeat what I did at the front, but I'm going to chain 10. So in every stitch, I'm going to chain 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and slip stitch into the second chain from the hook, and slip stitch right down to the bottom of the chain in each stitch. So 1 slip stitch in each stitch. Slip stitching right down. And you don't need to work into the back loops this time. So what you do then is you just slip stitch straight into the next stitch and repeat the whole process 30 times. So 10 chain and slip stitch right down, and you do that right the way around until you come back to the end, and then we will finish off the brooch. I've come to the last chain 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And again, I'm just going to slip stitch. So this is number 30 of the back loops that you did the 2 single crochets into each stitch. Okay. Nearly there. And 1 more stitch. And then just slip stitch into the last stitch, or into the same stitch you just did the chain 10 out of, and chain 1, and you can pull that piece of thread through, and you can pull that good and tight. Now your flower is going to be higgledy-piggledy, so what you need to do is steam it. So just hold the iron over it, don't iron it, steam it into shape. You weave your threads in and out, so you can tie your 2 threads. And then if you take your brooch, and because you've got a hole in the middle, you can just attach your brooch just above, like this, and you just sew it on. And that's your brooch flower finished. So this is your finished brooch. So what I did was I steamed it, I weaved in the threads, and I attached the brooch on the back, and that's it. Thanks for watching.